A couple of days ago, I received a message from someone who claimed to be Jeff C's cousin and would like to share information with me to both get his message out and to bring closure to his fans. In reply, I requested that he email me with any possible verification showing that his identity is indeed the case, as I know that the very root of this movement is to question what is brought forth as reality. When emailing me, he identified himself as David and asked that during this release of information, I replace full names other than himself with initials to help protect the family from unnecessary contact. However, those familiar with this situation will be able to identify these names on their own. Specifically in response to the verification request, he sent a digital photo of a physical, one-of-a-kind photo of Jeff's childhood, with David himself in the photo as a baby looking at him. This photo shows a unique likeness to the public photo that can be found of Jeff's brother T online that you can see here. As I know, this digital copy could have been already passed around, and I have requested that he further validate this photo by taking it again with a timestamp. As he fulfilled with this request, I had to concede that it would be extremely unlikely that anyone but a family member had access to this photo multiple times, and that the likeness to his brother confirms that this is the real deal. I have therefore asked his permission to release his statements online, and all answers point to someone that loved Jeff so much and was close enough that he was willing to tell the truth about whom he was. His description of his personality is far closer than the eulogies that I've seen by Jeff's inner circle. It seems far more accurate to the truth than what I have seen thus far. It appears that this is legitimate, and that the explanation for the questions given is far more plausible than any report that I have seen online. Nevertheless, I implore you to search for yourself and verify all, that this may give you closure firsthand. Hi, Avidan. I want to get this story out because Jeff's death is suspicious to me. We found out on Christmas Eve of his passing after 6 days of nobody hearing from him. His aunt was trying to reach him, and he wasn't answering his phone. He lived alone. My aunt and cousin T was also trying to reach him with no success. So the cops broke down his door on the 24th to find him lying face down on the floor, badly decomposed. They put his estimated death on the evening of December the 18th, meaning he was lying there for almost 6 days. They said he was too badly gone to find out what really happened to him or do an autopsy, but that seems like they were trying to hide something. Either that, or my aunt decided not to. What a horrible thing to find out on Christmas. Jeff was apparently complaining of bad headaches the week before his death and didn't want to go to the hospital, so they said based on this one face alone that the cause of death was a brain aneurysm. Was he targeted because of his videos? I wonder if that's the case. If they beamed a 5G weapon at him and offed him. If they say he died on the 18th, didn't he upload a video that day? I have many questions. The obituary was hastily done by my aunt, who is not tech savvy and is almost 70. They couldn't do a lot because of the pandemic, so I guess they just stuffed photos off of YouTube or a computer. There was no service because of COVID. That's all I know. My sister was closer to him than I was. He created a rift in the family, which is a long story, so we had a falling out. I wish we could have made amends, because the more I see what he was into, it seems we have a lot in common. I know that the Sandy Hook event was his moment of clarity where he woke up. He spoke so passionately about it that he even convinced my aunt that it never really happened. I hope he rests in peace. All I know is his death seems suspicious. He was getting too close to something or someone, and he was likely targeted. I hope you can get my message out. Thank you, and God bless. The following is a question and answers list that was compiled and sent to David, his cousin, to which he answered most, but he did not have information on all. And some of his answers, while I give them to you verbatim, answer sometimes more than one of the questions that were posed to him. So I promise that his questions or his answers are verbatim, but I have rearranged the questions in order to make it more cogent and more fluid. First question being, did you have any major health issues? To which he replied, I don't have any major health issues. I'm not close to Jeff. Next question, does the family have any plans on his YouTube channel? To which he replied, my family has no plans for his YouTube channel. Most, if not all, likely think he's crazy and don't want to associate themselves with him. Next question, has an autopsy been done? To which he replied, no autopsy done, which makes me upset and suspicious. Next question, was he taken to the hospital? To which he replied, no idea if he was taken to the hospital after his death, but I was told he didn't go before his death, as he was just going to try and avoid it due to the pandemic. He could have gone and come back and didn't tell anyone, but I think that's unlikely. Next question, was he living at the current residence when passed? To which he replied, he was living at the house, current residence, when he passed. That's where they found him. Next question, is the family aware that people are saying not to leave comments on his memorial? Who is going to stake claim of Jeff's channel? Any way to let the family know that people are maybe trying to profit off his death? To which he replied, my family doesn't care about the community he was part of, other than they recognize that he was well admired by reading the comments on his memorial. Next question, why was the memorial funeral home not listed? To which he replied, there was no funeral or home visiting due to COVID. He may have been cremated. I don't know for sure. I'm only hearing stories from my mom, who speaks to my aunt, C, Jeff's mother. Will the public statement be made by the family? Has it, or will it be looked into as any foul play? To which he replied, they believe it was a brain aneurysm and no further investigation will take place. My family wants to keep things private. Why was the house emptied so quickly? To which he replied, I don't know why his house was emptied quickly. If that is true, then that's suspicious for sure. Next question, does he know of John or anything about the phone call? To which he replied, the police found him, but one friend was willing to was calling to find out where he was. He could have been there with the police. He then ends this by saying, sorry I couldn't be much more help. That's all I know. All the best, and I hope you find the truth regarding this. You are free to share everything I have shared with you just thus far. Thank you and good luck, and sorry for the bad reading, guys. And like David, I can't bear witness that he was the perfect man. One could go as far as to say that he was a tortured soul by many demons throughout the course of his life. You may not truly know who he was even after listening to him for years, and that's okay. He was always the one to flirt with his own identity. But all this aside, he was a man that could appreciate the true beautiful things in life. Nature, music, laughter, and emotion. He may not have known how, but he truly wanted to connect and touch the lives of everyone that he could reach. A man that valued privacy, a man that valued freedom, a man that would never accept being told a lie from those that claimed authority over us. He has given many people the gift of questioning the world around them, while never being satisfied with half-truths and falsehoods. A man that laughed in the face of lies. The past few years have seen a vindication of many of the points he asserted during the time where there was an outright media campaign to silence people like him and us. And it is now up to us to honor that legacy. While we must guard against the dangers of idolizing man, we must respect that, like no other in his time, he refused to accept being gaslit by the establishment. While his candor may not be easily replaced, he helped to plant the seeds that have grown and given strength to thousands of people to push forward and strive for truth. It's now up to us to honor that strength inside us that he helped awaken. As for Jeff, it is my sincere hope that he has found peace. And I thank him for everything that he taught me. Rest in peace, Jeff. You won't be forgotten.